I told Jim the Methodist, I'm not John the Baptist, I'm John the Catholic. He had guessed I was Baptist, wondering about my Christian denomination, and I set him straight about that. We talked about Jesus and what Jesus said to all of us. And we both agreed with Jesus telling us to do unto others as we would have them do unto us. That's why after 4 games of handball at the YMCA, we manscaped together in the shower. Jim's got some low hangers, and he needs a bro like me to check for those missed hair spots, and vice versa. I need that same treatment. Jim's the dildo engineer, and I'm his best salesman. He knows I don't quit until every customer is satisfied, even if that means I'm left soaking wet. His wife, Janine, who looks like a brunette Dolly Parton, is our research and development expert. When we hear good coming from the room that we test in, we know we got a great product on our hands. In talking to Janine, I found out she's been homeschooled her whole life, whereas I had 9 nuns for 9 years surrounding me at the All Saints School filled with little sinners, fascinated with their genitalia, but never allowed to talk about it. That's why I'm in awe of my below-the-belt nerve endings, fascinated with them. We had a half-Mexican, half-Latvian dwarf principal named Mr. Cervantes, who enjoyed beating boys ages 8 to 14 with a custom-made paddle. It was a baseball bat cut in half, holes drilled into it to increase our suffering and the pain of each swat. He chose cute boys with nice butts who had a talent for mild disobedience, and I was one of them. Hit me really hard. He must have really liked me. The nuns that taught me were ladies who, instead of a harsh life on a farm with a husband, chose a convent in Missouri that shipped these sisters to my classroom. I got educated because these no-nonsense nuns had a PhD in no fun allowed classroom discipline. They could summon corporal punishment from a mean-looking dwarf with a Napoleon complex, Mr. Cervantes. So there's no mystery for me on how fetishes are formed. After I was paddled, it was a thrill to walk back into the classroom and tell everyone my butt ached. Sister Mary Prayer would ask, "Have you learned any lessons from this? All that pain which is temporary?" And I'd say, "Yes," knowing that too, that yes answer was temporary also. See, 90% of my paddlings were from talking in class, a class of 35 students, where sometimes I just had to be heard. I'm the youngest of 8. If I don't speak up, nobody's going to speak up for me. My dad was a talker and a joker, and like father, like son. Telling him about this whole situation, he'd say, "You know the punishment, Johnny. You know what's going to happen to you. Be adaptable." So I adapted. And now every time I see a paddle, I say, "Whoa, was that for me?" See, my entire childhood, the below-the-belt reproductive organ system, I couldn't say sex organ system, I couldn't say penis or vulva or anything like that, because it was crass. And all those nerves were off limits and shameful, instilled in me by 9 nuns for 9 years. And because it's juvenile and liberating at the same time, I've got to go sell a dildo to your mom. See you next time. Bye-bye.